kind of want to talk a little bit about something I did today that has obviously brought a lot of questions up. Folks sending me emails and such about why I was taking off the singles in the last portion of the trade I had this morning. And I want to make sure that you understand why I don't move my stop loss back. Once I trim the risk, this is one of the rules that you want to have going forward in your trading as well. You don't want to be doing a lack of a stop loss. You see a lot of folks out there that this is the number one reason why most people won't show you their live executions, the trade management, because they're either not using a stop loss or they're doing it poorly. Most of the time, they're not using a stop loss. And that to me communicates a lack of understanding what they're doing. Chances are they're probably risking too much. And the bottom line is they don't know where to place a stop loss. I have no problem being stopped out. I have no problem getting the trade wrong. But I do have a problem with opening up my stop once I trim it. So if the stop has been reduced as the trade moves in my direction, I may be trailing that stop loss up closer to pair the total risk that would be open at the time of the entry before making the stop loss become either break even or locking in something for profit. Either or, once I move it, it never gets taken the other direction. I don't take it, move it up 5 handles and say, oh, well, it might get my stop. Let me drop it down 3 from the 5 I just moved it, or whatever. I commit myself to that. And that has helped me over the years frame a better understanding about where I want to move my stop. And it makes it more disciplined for me to adhere to a rule-based idea about not opening up risk once I trimmed it down. And today, you watched it in an example from this morning, I moved my stop loss up. I have no regrets about it, even though the market did move up higher. I was unable to do anything in the afternoon. And I'm sure some of you are thinking, oh, he hit the reset button. If you're zoomed in, okay, and this is going to go in the same thought process of the management of a stop loss, okay? When you're zooming in on your charts, and this is what I see a lot of the students, I don't know if they're trying to make sure they have a specific candle in the photograph or the screenshots, but they're zoomed in so close, you can't really measure what's going on. So when I'm looking at my charts, I have a lot more data showing, and I think that's the number one reason why folks, they get disoriented from what I'm showing. They think that everything that I have in the screen is pertinent to the very setup that I'm trying to engage in. And that's not the case. But I am showing it so that way, at least in the presentations, because on Twitter, once I compress it and speed it up, I lose some resolution, even though I'm screen capturing it with a lot of resolution. My monitors are kind of big. So when it goes into compression for Twitter, you lose a little bit of that resolution. Unless I make the chart a little bit closer than normal, you really can't appreciate the clarity of what price is doing at each candle and how it paints. So you want to have at least enough in your charts when you're watching it. And also, you shouldn't be trading on your phones. You should not be trading on your phone. Even though you see me sometimes early in the morning before I get out of bed, I might do something and screen capture it. That's just me highlighting something, but you should not be ever making financial decisions in your trading with applications on your phone. Like moving a stop loss, managing a position while you're on the go. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's fine. But doing analysis on your phone and trading from your phone, yeah, that's a recipe for disaster, because you're looking through such a small lens and not really taking in enough information. So that's the reason why I have as much data on my charts when I'm showing you my examples. I want you to understand where we are within the price run, where we are in the previous dealing range. So it helps you understand why I'm not in a rush to raise my stop loss up. I'm more concerned about watching where price is going than that of protecting the fact that I might get stopped out and have a losing trade. Now, that's number one rule always, preservation of capital, but clout and saving face publicly is the number one rule for most people on social media today. They don't want to do anything that might be viewing them outwardly from outside perspective. Other ones that we be looking at you or them could be very judgmental. And that is many more times costly and expensive and painful than that of a losing trade that you would have done in the privacy of your own, trading without making your results public. And there are lots of folks right now that are wrestling right now because they want to stand out. They want to shake their sword and stand up and rabble rouse. And they're hanging around in break even or in drawdown with only one quote unquote profitable day for the entire month so far. And they're the loudest to talk.